Just give us a bit of an injury update first of all, Dennis. Tom Gilmore dislocated his shoulder yesterday.
Oh, he's in for a scan today. We're hopeful that it's nothing major. But yeah, the doctor seemed to think that what he thought was just a bit of a stinger wasn't coming back well enough, and the doctor seemed to think that he might have just popped it out of touch and then popped it back in again. So he just couldn't get the use back in his shoulder. It's really unfortunate. Like I said, Tom's trained really well all week. It's one of those. The first, since he's been back in the side and out the side, it's the first chance he's had to train properly when he's gone into the team. And I said those kind of things happen. It's the nature of the beast, so to speak.
And you had two lads concussed, I think, didn't you? Brooks didn't look too bad, to be fair, coming off.
I can't remember much as well. So everybody tells him he's had a fantastic game and scored hat-tricks, but that's what you get with Brooks. It's all or nothing. He threw himself into a couple of tackles and he just a bang, clash of heads, and so he's got a nice scar down the back of his head, which is a strange place to get one. But he's all right. Came through after the game all right. Jordan's okay as well. Faculties were back pretty quickly, but I say the tough thing for that one as well with the protocol. He's under 19s player is that he just can't do anything for 2 weeks. Like I say, he's been in and out of the side, training wise and around the team since Catalan's just before, and he's doing a great job. And it was unfortunate today that it looked like he was setting himself up for a really big game.
The disciplinary will probably be doing something about that, you would think, wouldn't you?
I'd like to think so. Yeah, I think that it needs to something. I said but it's no point. Like I say, a kid gets carried off and the other lad comes back and plays on. And I don't want it. I didn't want the game to be. I always felt that we could get a decent score up anyway, but I didn't want it to be 12 against 13. But that's what you can't do. Those kind of things. You can't attack somebody like Jordan was attacked. I think more than that, you can do a high shot and you can sort of sit there and go. He's basically attacked him on the floor with his elbow and not missed.
Though, leaving those elements of it aside, for 20 minutes, to be fair to Rochdale, they stood up well, didn't they? They defended well their own line.
The thing about that division, or even not that, like the first and the championship, is that they've got some players that have been in some systems that they can play. They're not mugs, like I say, but they all can play the game. It's a physical contact game. They're up for the fight, and they've all got some skill elements about them, and they can all get themselves in the way. So you've got to go through that period where you have to soften them up. Ultimately, this is our profession. I know so when we sat down last week, this is what we are, and we can't get dragged into all the emotional side of it. But we did some things that we practiced in the week, and we found some space and scored some tries.
And then the youngsters will benefit from that experience as well. The Chapel Howe, Johnston for the time he played, Brooks, Chamberlain.
Yeah, they've all been over at Whitehaven. They've been doing some good stuff up there with Coyle, with James Coyle, and they're playing at that level, a little bit above that level when they're playing the championship for Whitehaven. Like I say, and I thought Jay was really good when he came on as well. Gave us some good punch. His footwork was good. He kept landing on his front defensively. He hit and stick well. Brooks is a good player. Just that next level up over the next 18 months, 2 years. Getting the work into him that he needs. It's going to be a good acquisition for us. And Ed's just growing week in, week out, I think, from how he's handled himself this year. He's played really well up at Whitehaven, and like I say, at Catalan's sort of defending more than he should have had to. At Catalan, defended really well, and I think on the weekend again he showed that little bit of class that he's got. What I needed from him was to show me that he could handle a little bit of pressure and defend, because I know he can attack. Like I say, we haven't seen him with a ball in his hand yet, and he's very quick and he's got some good touches. Hopefully, if he gets another couple of opportunities this year, we'll be able to see some outside of his game as well.
So back to Super League this week, massive game, Derby as well, Warrington. A month ago, this was the clash of the in-form teams. Now, perhaps slightly the out-of-form teams. That's the way it goes these days.
Yeah, I say the media side of it, and when you look at both the teams, it's easy to look at win and losses and call it form and inform sides. I say we've had a really tough period. We've lost 3 games that we were in till the death, with some injuries during the game and some injuries pre the game. So our form's not been bad, we've just not been getting wins. I think the only disappointment out of those 4 games, so like I say, was the game against Castleford, when we just lacked any kind of energy and urgency, and being 18 points up, should have done better. And without the ball, we're outstanding against St Helens, but with it we just lacked a little bit. Again, we just looked like a side that just couldn't have any confidence with the ball after how well we've gone. All 4 performances had elements in them of what we've done all year. Now it's like, say, we've had some lads have had a good break this weekend, not played not because they were injured, just because of fatigue and getting them ready to play for this next push into Super League. And what a better way to start it than with a big local derby again against the side that most people are tipping to be thereabouts at the end of the year.
If you look at Warrington's personnel and the recruitment they've made this year, they've got a hell of a squad there, haven't they?
I think they're one of the sides that this year went out and really put a marker down with their recruitment. They say Gidley's been, I know there's been a lot of talk about Sandown, even though he's not in the side, but I think Gidley's been one of the acquisitions of the year throughout the league. I think he's been really, really good for them. I think his energy and his organisational skills are what Warrington have been after for some time. Then in Lyman and then Hughes, they've got some big men there. Westerman, I mean, they've really gone out and looked to strengthen the team across the board.
The away game was pretty close. They went to score a couple of late-ish tries to win it. Are you expecting more of the same this week?
I think so. I think we're expecting a tough tussle there. I say they didn't score any points on the weekend against Huddersfield, but defensively I thought they were pretty good. When you watch the tape, they were under pressure for a long period of time. Danny Brough was probably the difference in both the teams with his boot. The amount of pressure that he put on them. But they defended pretty well, and I think more of the same again. I think that's the thing that we struggled with when we played them at their place, was that little bit of fluency in our attack. But I also felt that they defended exceptionally well. They defended better than I thought they could on their goal line. I think they've carried that through since they played us. And they've been really, really strong with their defensive side of the game, especially the goal line D. And they've got some energy about them, and a couple of losses, but they're still top of the league. They're still in the situation where we're about halfway. They've had a bit of adversity along the way, and they're still sitting top. So it's good. It'll be good to get back into that week in, week out grind of the Super League as well. We've got some bodies back this week. Well, like I say, I'm expecting not far off a full roster of players to be able to select from. So that means that it's going to be, again, it's where it was at the beginning of the year, where it's some tough choices from me to put out there. What I think can be the best team to get us a result on Friday night.
Is Alex Gerrard available this week, or has he got an injury?
He's got an injury. Yeah, I think we're assessing him this week, but the possibility of Alex not playing this year is looming high at the moment. Again, so I think we're looking at some major knee surgery on Alex. Again, I'm not sure exactly what it is at the moment. We're still waiting for some feedback. But I'll let you know. And we're not hoping for the best with him. I think he's struggled most of the year. And I said this could be a big blow for us, a bigger blow for Alex. But what that time scale is at the moment, like I say, he won't feature for the next few weeks. But like I say, he's probably not going to play for a long period of the season again, which is, like I say, he came out here and played, was the best player in the field against Hull, off the bench. And we thought that was going to kick-start his career after a slow start, kick-start his year, sorry. But like I say, he's going to be a bit of a loss to us if he can't play for the rest of the year.
Let's just talk about Chris Bridge for a second. He'll be looking forward to this game, obviously, this week. And he showed he's used to you in more than one role, hasn't he? Because on Sunday, because you got 2 half-backs knocked out, carried off. Very impressive in the middle if you need him to.
Well, he's like I say, he can play the game, Chris. He's played full-back, he's played in the halves, centre, wing. He's played in all the positions across the back like that. He's just a good, like I say, he's just a smart rugby player. He's smart in the sense that like he gets all the structures anyway. Like so, it's not even though he likes to know what's going on through our halves and through our nines, where we're trying to get to. You know, he doesn't just hang about on the edge. He likes to find some space himself, and you will see him nip inside and try and take a bit of ball. He feels like he's not had some for a bit, but he's just a good footballer. He's just really smart. Like I say, the value of someone like Chris Rich, and also Chris Dean, Stephen Marsh. Them are the kind of players that come to the fore when times are tough. Like, they can both play multi positions, and that's like Corey did the same on the weekend. He showed his real value because he didn't look out of place at full back. It was a great position where catching ball in full, got real attacking threat, carrying the ball back. And like I say, Steph can play our full back, centre, wing. Chris Dean can play wing, centre, back row. So those kind of players in Bridge are the same. We can play in a number of positions if we need to. So that's, you build your squad with some quality people like that, and then you tag them into where they want to play, and it makes it a bit easier.